Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the TRI Meteor from KeepHifi, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank KeepHifi for sending over the TRI Meteor for review. Do greatly appreciate it. KeepHifi, you rock. Alright, so the KeepHifi TRI Meteor. This is a dual hybrid. It has one dynamic, one BA. It has sensitivity of 105 decibels, impedance of 12 ohms, and a frequency response of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Nice little unboxing here. You pull off the sleeve and you get this nice little box. Flip up the lid. Your IEMs will be there. You get some silicone tips, which are olive shaped, lifting off that, and you get some information down below. You got a warranty card. You get some more silicone tips, which are wide bore, and then you get a little accessory box, and inside the accessory box, cleaning cloth and a cleaning tool, and then you get this nice leather-ish style case. And inside the case, your cable and IEMs. We're going to focus on that. Alright, so your IEMs. There are the Meteor. Very nice looking, very well built. They actually feel nice and high quality for the price tag of $100. They've got this nice little branding on it, and it has this speckled marble type of look to it. Overall, they're just a very appealing looking IEM, and they're very light. The cable is exceptional. I really enjoy this cable. Very nice, well-controlled ear hooks. Connects with a 2-pin connector and 3.5. You can also get it with a 4.4 termination. As you can see, they do have a slate wing to it. Decent angle. They're not really that large. The nozzle has a decent amount of length to it. I really do enjoy this. Now, talking about fit, they are really, really good. They're not the deepest insertion, but they're not shallow either. They're just about average in depth and insertion, but they isolate outside noises fairly well. They do a pretty good job. They would be okay for offices, walking around the neighborhood, light type of sounds. If you're more in an intensive type of sound situation, these probably wouldn't be the best option. Tip wise, I found that the stock tips worked okay. I found that the silicone tips that were olive shaped, the colored ones, they kind of made them sound a little bit on the like V-shaped, and so they were more accentuated in the treble and in the bass. The wide bore ones were more balanced and cohesive. The only issue that I had with the wide bore ones was that they were a little bit thin and they just weren't extremely comfortable in the ears. I liked the sound of them. I just wasn't getting a really good seal, and they just weren't the most comfortable. So I actually went with the JVC spiral dots, which are also wide bore, just like those stock silicone wide bores that are in the bag. They're just better fitting and a little more comfortable, and I found I got a better seal. So all sound impressions will be using JVC spiral dots. How do they sound? They sound really good. I'm actually really impressed with the TRI Meteor. They did an exceptional job. It's a very balanced and cohesive type of sound signature that has a laid back, non-fatiguing sound. This is a fun, relaxed type of sound. It has good bass, nice sub-bass extension, has good control, nice details, nice resolution, and very good tone and timbre. It has a good amount of impact, but not being overpowered. It's not dominant in any way, and it doesn't distort, and it doesn't bloat, and it's just not mashed up in just one notish. It actually is a very competent bass, very complete, and I really enjoy the bass on the Meteor. It is a very pleasing, engaging, has enough impact, and it has good note weight to it. I really do enjoy the bass. The mids of the Meteor are very well pleasing. They have good tone, a very good timbre to them, and overall they're just a very engaging, but yet not forward, not recessed. They just do what they're supposed to do. They have enough life to them. They have enough engagement to them. They sound very natural and pleasant. I really enjoy the mids. Everything sounds proper with the Meteor. It's just a very well done, very well controlled mid. The tone and timbre of it is very good. The detail, retrieval, and resolution is very good for the price point. I really do enjoy the Meteor's mids. Going into the treble. Now the treble is a little bit rolled off. Doesn't extend quite the way that I would like it to. I do wish it had a little bit more air, a little bit more energy and sparkle. And it's just a very laid back, chill type of treble. It is a little leaning on the darker side of things. I do wish it had just a little bit more. And it doesn't sound stuffy. It doesn't sound muffled or anything like that. I just wish it had a little bit more. It's a very pleasing, a little too rounded and smooth for my preference. But overall, for the approach that TRI is going for here, with a very fun sound, laid back sound, they did a very good job with the treble. And I really do enjoy it. I just wish I had a little bit more. Soundstage wise, the Meteor does a very good job of just being average and accurate. It has average width to it, average depth, and it just sounds accurate. If something sounds large, it will expand out a little bit. If something is smaller and more intimate, it'll kind of close in up. And so it does a good job of giving you kind of that perception of what the venue size is. It's not the most accurate and true, but it does a good job of getting you into the general idea. Imaging is okay on it. It's about average as well. It's not the most precise, but it's also not 3 blobs. So it's not choppy when it goes across the stage. Things do flow, and you can kind of tell it's over in this area, it's over here, it's over here, but it's not like it's right there. It's more just kind of generalizes things. And I'm okay with that, with the price point and with the sound signature that they're going for here. I'm not looking to be super critical. I'm looking to be to have a pleasant experience, and the TRI Meteor does that. Tone and timbre is really good with the TRI Meteor. They really do hit it out of the ballpark with tone and timbre, in my opinion. This is one of the better, more accurate, and more natural sounding IEMs in the price point that I have heard. And then as far as detail, retrieval, and resolution, they're about average. They're not the greatest. They're definitely not the worst out there, but they're not going to wow you in the amount of information, but they're also not going to disappoint. Overall, they're just a very pleasing and very engaging and fun sounding IEM. How do they compare to some of the siblings in its price point? Well, if you take the Katori Dauntless. The Katori Dauntless is a totally different approach to sound. The Dauntless is a stage monitor. It has a more airy approach to things. It has better separation of instruments. It also has better tone and timbre. It's just more accurate and true, but it doesn't quite have the smoothness and the overall just laid back, chill approach of the Meteor. And then if you take the TINHIFI T3 Plus, the T3 Plus is kind of a mixture between the Dauntless and the Meteor. You get a little bit more air and a little bit more extension in the treble with the T3 Plus, but you also get a little bit more bass impact, a little bit more mid-bass emphasis with the T3 Plus, and it can at times sound a little bit bloated and a little bit more elevated than the Meteor. So the Meteor does better in that way. The T3 Plus has a little bit more natural and accurate tone and timbre, especially in the mids. So overall, I really do enjoy the Meteor, and I found that it played on all sources and it was just very easy to drive. Was a little bit picky on certain things, especially dongles. So for example, when I used it with the NextDrive Spectra X, the NextDrive Spectra X sounded a little bit too warm and a little thick and had a little bit too much body weight, and it was just a little bit it was all right, but some songs just didn't sound correct. Access Port Light was the same way. It was a little too warm at times. The Audyssey HD from Venture Electronics, this thing was awesome. Really enjoyed it with the Meteor. Had nice airiness, nice openness, very good tone and timbre. The X Duo Link, the original, was a little bit too much unresolving. It had graininess and harshness in it, and it just wasn't very refined. The revised version of the X Duo Link does better in that regard. It's not as harsh, but it still wasn't the best resolving. There was still some issues regarding the way that it portrayed things. It just didn't sound smooth and not smooth. It didn't sound defined and refined in details at all the times. Sometimes it lacked in resolution. The Periodic Audio Rhodium. Now this is probably my favorite dongle of choice at the moment, and I really do enjoy this. It had a very nice, clean, clear sound signature, very good detail retrieval and resolution, and also tone and timbre was accurate. And I found that this was the most pleasing of all of the dongles that I used. I also did use it with DAPs. I used it with the Sony WM1A. Sounded fantastic as always. The W1A is a great DAP. And then I also used it with the Sony NWA105, and I really did enjoy it with the A105, and I found that it had a very pleasing and accurate tone. So if you're looking for a DAP and IEM that has a very relaxed and just laid back approach to things, the Sony NWA105 and the TRI Meteor would be a good pairing. Bear with me one moment. All right, accidentally dropped them on the floor there. And so to conclude, the TRI Meteor, these are special. I really do enjoy the Meteor. I find that they have a very nice approach to the presentation, just being laid back, chill. Here's your music, enjoy it. And don't go into critical mode, don't go into stage monitor mode, but just enjoy your music. And so if you're looking for a pleasing, pleasurable IEM that does enough without being boring or overly energetic, here you go, the TRI Meteor. I recommend it. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen, subscription links and notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video. Also, check out all the links down below. There's all kinds of information for where you can purchase the TRI Meteor, and also for information regarding music playlists, tier rankings, and all kinds of other good things. So check out the links down below, and don't forget to enjoy the music, and honesty is the best policy.